Okay, students, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pop back into our lesson. We just saw 5 and 6. So what I want you to do is I want you to go up to game time and hit this little X on the corner that will pop you back out. All right. And what I want you to do is to take a look at activity 2.1 optional extensions. Okay. So if you click on optional extensions, this is going to take you into an optional extension that I'm going to want you guys to work on. Now let me show you a couple things that you've got. You've got Matchy Matchy Basic. You've got Matchy Matchy Procedure. You've got a link to some images. All right, and in these images you have animal images, and these are zip files, so you can look at other animals. All right, you have food images. This goes into here. You can open these up. I'm sorry. And you can pick pictures of food. All right. All right. And of course, sports, miscellaneous, background images, button images, and then a test another app called Happy Drone. You could test that one. All right. So what I want you to do is download another pair of apps that code the matching game. Alright, so what I want you to do is to download a new picture from here, okay? And what I want you to do is add them to the game. So compare and contrast these apps with the apps in this activity in the terms of the user experience. So add another set of cards. So you're going to need six different images from these up here. All right. Now if you go into let's see, understanding your app setup. So if you click on this, this one is an example of some of these other apps that you can look at. Now I don't want you to get too deep in the woods with these, okay? But there's a lot of things here that you can mess around with them. So what we're going to do this entire week, we're going to be messing around with these things. So you can look at some of these other apps and compare them. But the main thing I want you to do right now is to add extra cards to your Matchy Matchy app. Do it in the basic and then do it in the procedure. So compare and contrast these apps in the activity in the terms of user experience and how the game mechanics are coded. Then you're going to make it better. As time allows, improve the look and feel of the apps provided to you. You can change the images, the colors of the app, the text, and so much more. Review the images and understanding your app setup page before for information on how to make these changes. Okay, so this is the final extension for 2.1 game design, and you can work on this, and I want you to get the basic project done, and then I want you to work on these. Okay, so I'm going to call this number 7, or actually section optional is what I'm going to call it, and you'll be able to look at that and work on it at your leisure. So don't be afraid to look at some of these other apps and to look at this information here. And you can find in this tutorial, you can learn about finding images, learning about uploading images, learn how to name media files, and how to customize component images. Okay? Alright, so like if we go to tutorial, actually, we'll come back to this a little bit later because let me see. Hang on just one second. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right. Under images, you can look at the images they give you here. Okay. In App Inventor, programs can upload their own images to use in the app. These images can be used as backgrounds of the screen or canvas or as sprites. Select one of the following tutorials to learn more about images and how they can be done. So we're going to click on Go to Tutorial 1. Tutorial 1, Finding Images. Discuss with your teacher options for creating or finding images to use in your apps. Here are some image bundles to get you started: animals, food, sports, miscellaneous, backgrounds, buttons. What image format is the best? You may wonder what best format to use for images. Although many formats are supported, most users get the best results with JPEGs or PNGs. PNG images generally look sharper than JPGs on Android devices. Although PNG file sizes tend to be larger than JPGs, avoid BMP images as they are too large. Okay, so if we click on this, we can go back to the introduction. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at uploading. If you go to tutorial for uploading, in the designer blocks, you can use the media upload button to upload images and other media. So what you want to do inside of here, I'm going to go over to the designer. Alright, and down here where I can see the media, I'm going to click upload, choose, and I'm going to go to my downloads where I put these in. So I'm going to do animals, and I actually don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to go in my downloads folder. So I'll minimize this, and down here you'll see the little button. You can click on it and it will take you up to where you can see your choices. You want to choose files, okay, and then you want to choose your downloads. Inside of your downloads file, what you're going to want to do is click on one of these things that you downloaded. Alright, and what we want to do is we're going to right click and tell it to extract. And it's going to extract this so I have access to all these files. So then inside of here I can go back to upload, choose file, and it takes me back to my downloads, and I can choose AC images, animals, and now I can choose whichever one I want to do. Maybe I want to choose a bee. I can click open and I can click OK, and now I can see a preview of the bee. Okay, I can choose upload, choose, and maybe I'll choose let's do something we ain't got. How about a gorilla? Okay, click OK. Alright, now I can click on this and preview. I got a picture of a gorilla. Okay, and I can close the preview, and I can close the preview. And this is how I can add more animals to my thing. App Inventor limits the size of each app. Media assets such as image files and audio files take up storage space. The bigger the image, the bigger the size of the image file. Similarly, the higher the image quality, the bigger the file size. Therefore, it is the best practice to use smaller images of lower quality. This enables you to include more media files and helps the app downloaded run faster. So I'll click return. Alright, now we're back to here where you can see those images. And remember, all you got to do is click on them and it will put them in your downloads folder. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to go to naming media files. If we click on this one, make sure to use simple descriptive names for your media files. Otherwise, it is easy to get the images confused. For example, you might want to use multiple images within an event handler. Using descriptive names will help you select the correct images. Check out the figures event handler with multiple images, and you can see how easy it was to get the images confused if you do not name them appropriately. So see how I say drone base 1, drone base 2, drone base 2. See how all these are very similar sounding names. Using the timer component of the App Inventor and a conditional, it is possible to cycle a single sprite through different images. When the app runs, the sprite appears as though it's animated. For example, the images of the drones with the blades in different locations will look like spinning motors. Okay, So what they want you to do is to download this, okay? Then go to MIT App Inventor. All right, go to Connect. Go to Projects. You're going to import, choose File. You want to go to Downloads, and you want to choose the Happy Drone file. Open. Click OK. And we're going to get the drone. Now what I want you to do is take a moment and deploy this on your Chromebook. Now I'm deploying it on my tablet, and all of a sudden the propellers look like they're moving. Okay. Alright, and it looks like the drone flies to the bottom of the page. Alright. Okay. And that's all that really happened. It just looked like he flew to the bottom of the page. Alright, so try that out and see what you think. Alright, students. Alright, so let's go ahead and return to the introduction, and we're going to take a look at the final one, customizing component images. Go to tutorial file. Alright, so you can change the media of all components that contain media, such as images or sound. For example, for components such as screens or canvases, you can change their image background and colors. You can also use a picture of a sprite. You can make these changes from the Properties menu in the Designer view or by programming it in the Blocks view. Okay, so you'll set the background image in the Components Properties view, and then you'll choose the file that is uploaded to your app or upload a new file. Then what you can do is you can drag the component set block out in the component drawer. From the list, select the media file you want to use, and now it will change. This is how we got the game over in our earlier game. So we're going to go ahead and click return, and that's going to take us back in here, and that basically took us through this entire lesson. Okay, and this tutorial is for our optional lesson for our Make It Better component of our game. So this is done. So good job, students. Use this however you think you can. Good job. Thank you.